Alone against all these droids? They don't stand a chance.
Jango Fett on the job.
So there have been a lot of Funko Pops as of late. So these are my top 5 most wanted Funko Pop lines that need to happen. Coming in at number 5 is StarCraft. Now there already have been 2 StarCraft Pops. The Sarah Kerrigan and the Jim Raynor both look fantastic, but are pretty hard to find, especially out in the wild. And online they're a bit more expensive, but I definitely want them to return. There only has been those 2 because of the game that came out, Heart of the Swarm, a while ago. Now the new game that came out, Legacy of the Void, just came out, later last year. So I've been wondering, why isn't there any Funko Pops with the Protoss? It's a pretty hard design, honestly. I gotta admit that must be a headache of a design to come up with. Can you imagine Artanis and Zeratul Funko Pops? Holy shit, that would be awesome. I desperately want them. Plus, the Zerglings, the Colonial Marines, the different humans, Zerg, and the Protoss characters. Oh my god, that would be so awesome. You can't just have 2 Funko Pops of one line and not continue that shit. Come on, Funko. Let's make it happen. Number 4 is Nintendo. Now, the licensing might be tough, but there is a way to work around it, as is with the Marvel line. So to do that, you have to make bobbleheads instead of actually making the vinyl figures, which is disappointing, but I wouldn't mind having Nintendo figures, Link, or Zelda, or Samus, Mario in bobblehead form. That would be awesome. Nintendo is such an iconic video game franchise that should have their own Funko line figures. Number 3. Now before I mention this one, there is a Nickelodeon lineup that's coming out pretty soon, and I cannot wait for that. All the classic 90s Nickelodeon Funko line is going to be awesome. But behind that needs to happen, is Cartoon Network. I love Cartoon Network. Samurai Jack, you see that poster in the back? That's like my favorite cartoon of all time. Favorite cartoon by all time. You got Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. You got an endless list of cartoons in the 90s and 80s that came out on Cartoon Network as well. So you gotta make Funko lines of Cartoon Network. Not just Nickelodeon 90s cartoons. You know how great the 90s cartoons were in Nickelodeon. But so was Cartoon Network. You got a lot of huge hits that came out on Cartoon Network. So Funko, you can't forget about those as well. Coming in at number 2 is Lord of the Rings. Now there has been a Hobbit lineup for the Battle of the Five Armies movie, which sucks ass, but there was a Funko line and it looked pretty good. But they're pretty hard to find. The only 2 you can find, yes, 2 figures you can find out of the whole lineup, is Smaug, which is a 6-inch figure, and Tauriel. That's about it. The rest, good luck finding them. So there desperately needs to be a Lord of the Rings lineup. And there has been actually one Lord of the Rings figure, and that is Sauron. And he looks awesome. He is awesome as hell. And I have that figure. But why not everyone else? The Fellowship. I want to collect Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas. Everyone. All of the Fellowship. And the orcs, the trolls. There are endless amount of things you could do with Lord of the Rings, and especially with the Fellowship. There just has to be a Funko lineup for this. Not just Sauron, which is awesome by the way, but still, you gotta have more Lord of the Rings pops. And coming in at number 1 is really wishful thinking and is a franchise that I love and is dear to my heart. And that is the Studio Ghibli franchise. And I love all the freaking animated movies. I just grew up watching these and loving them to death. And it would be an awesome thing if Funko did this, created a lineup for Studio Ghibli, because their recent ending, which is unfortunate as hell, it pains me to this day. They're no longer going to be making animated movies, which is really, really sad. but there are so many Funko Pops you can make. Nausicaa, Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, and the list is endless with the Funko Pop lineup. So that is my number one pick, Studio Ghibli, for the Funko Pop lineup. So guys, if you haven't figured it out already, this was my personal list. So if you feel differently, that's fine. Don't hate me for that. Don't dislike it and hate me for it. Just let me know in the comment section what your top 5 most wanted Funko Pop lines that need to happen. And don't forget to please like and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, for more Funko Pop stuff, including Funko Pop Showdown, where I pit one pop against another and try to determine who comes out on top from a number of factors. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.